Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing gameplay with Mr. Zach EDEY, the 7'4" in real life center, who's going to be really interesting to see where he ends up getting drafted in tonight's NBA draft. In my team, he's 7'5", because why not? They just a couple of these guys, it seems like an extra inch or two in height. And this drop would be amazing if we could get the cards we wanted. Unfortunately, the only way to get Zach EDEY is to get lucky or gamble your life away. There is obviously the one locker code that is available for these cards, as well as the deluxe pack that you can grind out from agendas. But that's the only two ways that you can get a draft player for free here, which is a real shame. And this Zach EDEY, I will say, is looking incredible. They did change his animations. When I was talking about this card in my earlier videos this morning, I was certainly not as excited about him, but that's because his animations stunk and his release was terrible. But they changed his animations, and they are now absolutely exceptional. And he is probably the best center in the game right now. 7'5" with a 7'10" wingspan. Card looks unbelievable. Massive shout out to my boy Vinny for letting me use his account to record this gameplay. Before we hop into it and do the gameplay, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 30,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, Mr. EDEY, 7'5" giant, 98 offense, 99 defense. Statistically, +4 3-ball shoe is added, but it's an 80 base free 3-ball. Everything else is incredible. He's an amazing driving dunker, an elite versatile defender. 88 base speed on a 7'5" player is certainly not bad at all with a shoe and a coach. That's a 96. 89 lateral quickness, 45 Hall of Fame badges, 15 base gold badges. He has 22 on his. EDEY looks like he added, I would assume, shooting badges. Let's just check. Yep, he added gold. Blinders, dead-eye, handles for days, slippery off ball, open looks, limitless range, and spot finder, as well as silver touch passer. So those are the badges that are added, and those are probably the badges that I would recommend adding to Zach EDEY. But outside of that, he's got all the key badges pretty much everywhere else, and is an exceptional card, especially at 7'5" with how good his animations are. I mean, this card looks nasty, and he is going to be, I think, bar none, the best center in the game. As good as a guy like Zydrunas Ilgauskas is, or a guy like, obviously, 100 overall Yao Ming. I mean, Goat Wimby's better than him, probably, just because Goat Wimby has better sigs and can trigger behind the back. But outside of that, I mean, Zach EDEY has Kyrie dribble style and Kemba escape. He's too heavy to do it behind the back, which is good, because I don't actually know what behind the back they gave him, but he's too heavy to trigger behind the back, which is a good thing. But he now has Gordon Hayward base with Larry Markin and upper on very quick. And, like, dude, I mean, he's nasty. He's 7'5", moving like this with one of the best big man releases in the game. Cards out here literally looking like a Dikembe but 3 inches taller with better sigs, basically. That's basically what this card is. He's Dikembe but 3 inches taller with better sigs. That's balanced. That's totally fair. This card is legitimately one of the best cards in the game, and it's a real shame that he's gambling only, because I would love to have him, but I never will. And there's a reason I haven't played this game with any sort of consistency in over a season now. It's because there's just no reason to. The game does not, honestly, I don't think, deserve our time. But I'll keep making videos because they pay the bills at the end of the day. And hey, this EDEY card's exceptional. For anybody who actually does get him, he's going to be an absolute dog. Best big in the game. Literally. Outside of Goat Wimby, this is the best big man in my team. He is an extraordinary card. It's a real shame that very few people will have him. And the only people who do have him are the people who sell their souls for the most part to 2K. Although, shout out to my boy Vinny. He pulled him out of a single. Actually, his girlfriend pulled him out of a single. So, congrats to him. That's pretty cool. Let's hop into a game. See what Zach EDEY can do. All right, hopping into this game, let's see how OP this EDEY card is. He's got himself a great matchup. That's Wembanyama, Dark Matter Wemby. I'm not even sure which Dark Matter Wemby, but it doesn't really matter. Dark Matter Wemby is obviously exceptional, one of the best bigs in the game. That is an elite level test right there. Now, the rest of this dude's team, not quite so much. I think I see Tyrese. Oh, that's Rob Dillingham. That's that brand new Rob Dillingham. Must have gotten him from the locker code or something. And Luka, point guard, though. I'm sorry. Opal Luka ain't. This EDEY card is stupid. He's so good. He's legitimately the best big not named Goat Wimby in this game. And the only reason Goat Wimby's better is because Goat Wimby has Jamal Murray behind the back, 99 overall across the board stats, perfect sigs, and he's just slightly better than this EDEY card. But this EDEY is nuts. Like, Zach EDEY's now a new one of those guys who's every single year from here on out basically going to be one of the best cards in the game every year, and always going to be stupidly cheesy. Even if he doesn't wind up having a great NBA career, I have a very, very good feeling that Zach EDEY's going to wind up getting a lot of cards for as long as he's in the league, and even after that. Oh, I just missed that. That's my bad. Just smoked the release pretty badly, but his release, by the way, is really good. That Rob Dillingham jump shot is not bad, but this dude just can't green right now at all. Don't know what's going on with that. He's had multiple wide open shots and just can't hit them. I have a dunk there if I want it. I'll hit it out to EDEY instead. EDEY here. Are you not playing anymore? I'll take my 3-ball if you're not going to step on Zach EDEY. Drills it. Beautiful stuff. And EDEY has 8 points already. Yep. This card is nasty. He's like, I will say, I think Big Z's close. I think you can make an argument for Big Z. Finally drills a shot with Rob Dillingham. Good shot. I do think you could make an argument that Big Z is close-ish to this EDEY card, considering Big Z is also does have the Jamal Murray behind the back and is light enough to actually be able to trigger it. But at the same time, I don't think he's an exceptional. I don't know. This EDEY, he's 7'5". Big Z's only 7'3", and he just moves. He moves different, bro. He's like, I don't know. This card is stupid. Like, he's really dumb. I don't see why this card is so good. But I guess I'm not totally shocked. I expected him to be good. I'm not sure I expected him to be this good. Missing that shot there is not great. This dude is not even playing anymore, I don't think, defensively. Like, what's going on here? Go to this pick and fade here, but he's hard off-balling. So, oh, well, he just quit. All right. Well, Zach EDEY dominated that game, and I didn't even play particularly good. Let's hop into one more. Let's keep destroying. All right, one more game. Only Pink Diamond Wimby here. This dude's team just isn't good enough to compete. As tall as Wimby is, I just don't think he's got much for Zach EDEY, unfortunately. When you have Zach EDEY with 90, what in the world? He just drew a foul. I thought he was going to finish that somehow, too, going up on both Wimby and AD. This dude's team is not good enough to compete. The first guy's team was at least competent. This guy's team just simply is not. This EDEY card is one of the most overpowered things in this game, though. He 100% is, and I'm kind of glad he's too heavy to trigger behind the back, because everything else about this card is crazy. This whole drop is so good. It's actually wild how good this drop is, and it would be so fun. Such like an exciting, fun drop, if not for the fact that you can't even go get any of the cards you want. Doesn't take away from this EDEY being one of the very best cards in the game, though. The stuff he can do at 7'5" is absolutely ridiculous, and that size is just something you can't overrate. I mean, he is noticeably bigger than even a Victor Wembanyama, and Wemby's a big, big dude, and I would say Zach EDEY does have a, I mean, 100% first and foremost, a bulkier player build. He looks huge. He looks like Taco Fall out there, basically, player build wise. Like, this card is nutty, and you want to add the Kyrie dribble style on top of all that. Like, this card is stupid. He's not even fair. He's not even fair, basically, and it's a real shame because he's another gambling card that you can't get unless you want to spend a ton of money, and even then, you're still not guaranteed to get him. And I don't know, man. Like, this, he's a dog. There's no doubt about it, but him being a dog doesn't really matter that much when the card's unattainable to 99% of the community. I don't know. It's a real shame, but at this point, it's been all year. I mean, I say all year. It's been the last 4 months of this at this point, so I'm not saying anything we don't already know. It's just disappointing to see this still be the case. You know what I mean? Stop here. He's not really stepping out on EDEY. I'm gonna go pick and pop. I actually ran a pick and roll, didn't I? I'll take the slip and the dunk. That works. Look at EDEY catching and dunking. Beautiful stuff. He's OP. He's legitimately OP. He does everything well. This card is actually overpowered in a way that very few cards in this game are, just because of how, oh my gosh, what a block. Because of how big, how versatile, how good his jump shot is, like, this card's legitimately unfair. This is 2 games of complete decimation. And let's get one more 3 off, and let's call it a gameplay, because I don't need to see anything else with this EDEY card. He is just an absolute dominant force. Burst here, attack downhill, hit our pop, catch, shoot, Zach EDEY. Why did y'all give him this release? This card is not fair or balanced, and you know he's got slashing takes, so let's see if we can dunk on somebody real quick, and then we'll call it a video, just because we activated takeover right there. I don't think you're going to be able to get him sharp shooting takeover, even if you were to add all of his shooting stuff, just quite simply because he's not, he doesn't have a high enough 3-ball rating, but does he need sharp shooting take? Absolutely not. Somehow that double pump misses. That was actually an open shot, and he missed it. And Zach EDEY comes set a screen, attack downhill, boom, boom. L2, I didn't even L2 cancel, doesn't matter. This card is unfair. And he's completely unguardable, too, by anybody who's not at least 7'2", 7'3". 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 of 4 from the field. He dominated the first game as well. Zach EDEY is one of the best cards in the game, period, and the second best big in my team. And the only one better is GOAT with Victor Wembanyama, who's even rarer than this card. So, exceedingly good, exceedingly rare card. Real shame to see all these gambling cards rule the game the way they do, and it's a real shame to see the next promo ruined by all gambling cards. But hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.